Greetings, welcome back to Ministry Monday. This is Carlton Coon, and obviously I'm in a little different setting from that which I usually do this particular ministry. Today my wife and I are headed a bit out of town to do ministry. As you know, I've been talking about the process of being an effective shepherd, and I've really focused on the fact that effective shepherds spend a lot of time thinking about what their sheep need, more so than what the shepherd needs. And they invest themselves in providing those particular things to feed their sheep. I'm going to shift gears. There's a second aspect of being a good shepherd for the Lord and for His people that I think we have to give attention to if we're going to be effective at this. And that is basically that we have to be effective at leading the flock of the Lord. Where He leads me, I will follow, is what we used to sing. One of the responsibilities that is denoted in the book of Ezekiel about the shepherd is that he was to lead the flock of God. And when we think about leadership, a lot of times we think about positions, we think about titles, we think about, I've been appointed as the prayer coordinator. I have a certain responsibility within the local church. I am a leader because I have a particular title. Well, actually, nothing could be further from the truth. Leadership is never based on position. Leadership is instead based on the fact that a person gains influence. And influence can happen even when a person does not have a title, when a person does not have a specific portfolio. Instead, he simply or she is simply doing the things that increase the way that people look toward them for solutions and for answers. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking with you about what it looks like to establish influence, what it is like to gain influence, and then to increase a person's influence, both in individual lives, and then also increase the pool of people who look towards you as an influencer. And there are basically 5 premises that we're going to talk about. Number one is that influence is gained only through consistency and longevity. Nobody is an influencer overnight. We prove our mettle. We gain our stripes, if you please. In time, people look toward us, but it's only after we have given a certain amount of effort toward doing the right things on an ongoing basis. The second thing that is important is that to be influential, you have to be capable of solving problems. Leaders are problem solvers, not problem identifiers. We'll talk more about that. Thirdly, all influencers have a vision for change. They have a vision to influence something for the future, and then not only have a vision for that, but they have some realistic strategy for accomplishing that objective. It's not pie in the sky, it's not out there somewhere, but it's a very real, we can do this, we can get this done. And then fourth, influencers do not do what they do in abstract, but influencers accomplish what they accomplish by having connections to other people. They take an interest in other people. They can even be an introvert, as I am, but they truly take an interest in other people and what those people are looking for. They talk about those folks' children. We were recently with someone, and my wife and I both noticed that the conversation was totally about them. The focus was on their life, their world, their interest. And that person limits their influence by that particular approach to life. If they had wanted to know more about the rest of the people sitting around the table, it would have been much more impacting on people looking to them as influencers. And then finally, those who are going to be leaders are going to make an intentional effort to invest in the development of other people. It's not about me, but it's about increasing the abilities of the people who I am to influence. I want them to get better. And as I invest in them, they begin to trust me and appreciate what I'm able to insert into their lives. I look forward to the next few weeks of this particular adventure as we talk about gaining influence and being an effective leader of God's flock. Thank you for your time today. We look forward to seeing you again next Monday.